Alright, so I'm going to be showing how to open up and disassemble this Toshiba satellite U945-S4110. Alright, so the customer actually removed a bunch of the screws already. So we're going to see, I'm going to just show you from what I see. Pretty much you're going to want to remove all the visible screws. It looks like he removed all of them already. We are going to remove the battery as well. Normally it will be locked in the middle like this. We're going to unlock it and then slide this one. You want to hold this because it's spring loaded and pull the battery out. Why is the battery stuck in there? Okay, there we go. So battery comes out like that. Is there a model number here? Toshiba. The model number's here, but it's super tiny. So you want to check your battery to see if it's the same, but I see a P as in Paul, A as in Adam, 5076, U as in umbrella, -1, B as in Bob, R as in Robert, S as in Sam. Alright, so that's the model number of the battery. Alright, so let's go ahead and see what else we got to remove. You want to use a PH1 or JS1 screwdriver. Alright, I'm going to double check. Yep, that's correct. Alright, so I'm going to remove the screw from this cover because that's the only thing he kind of left, because this screw actually holds itself into the cover. Then you can get underneath with your fingernail, whatever, and we're going to pull this cover up. It seems to be held in pretty strong with clips, so you kind of have to pull it up somewhat hard. Okay, and there we go. The hard drive was replaced with an SSD at some point, so here you can see there's a 2.5-inch SATA SSD here. The drive removes like this. You go from the outside edges here and you can slide it back, and there you have a 2.5-inch SATA hard drive. It looks like there's also a M SATA SSD here from the factory, so we're going to remove that as well. I'm going to be taking this whole thing apart just in case, because I don't know what components need to be removed from here to be able to get this bottom cover off. So we're going to remove these two screws. As you can see, the SSD pops up like that. Actually, let me zoom in a bit. So the SSD pops up like that, and then you can go ahead and pull this out. So this is a M SATA SSD. I don't see this. I think it's a 256 gig M SATA SSD. Okay, so we're going to set that aside. All right, then we got the wireless card here. So the white one is the main and the black one is the auxiliary. I don't know if the customer took them out and mixed something up, but just to make this easier, I'm going to put a black dot here so I know the black wire goes there, and then I know the white wire is over here. Okay, so I'm going to pop these out. You just pull straight up from the tails of the antennas, okay, just like that. You can kind of wiggle it a little bit. There we go. So pull up. All right, and there we go. Alright, so this card, same thing. There's two screws holding it in place. We're going to take those two screws out. Again, you want to keep all the screws in order because they can be different size, shape, and lengths. And if I didn't mention, the way I do that, I put them flat side down like this. In the pattern, I remove them. That way, you could easily put them back the same place you got them. Alright, if my video helps you, make sure to like, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helps you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Right? Anyways, so the customer left a few screws here. They took out most of them. I'll try and point out everywhere I see screws. Let me see. So right now, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 screws out. So I'm going to see if I can find all 19 screws. Oh, I forgot I zoomed out. So hopefully you guys were able to see the screws I removed and stuff. But anyways, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we got 7, 8. Let's see. We got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Actually, this doesn't count, so 13, 14. And then we got 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wait, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19. So we're missing one screw, or maybe I counted one that shouldn't be counted. It looks like they put these F6 marks next to the screw holes. So yeah, I don't know where one is missing from, but okay. Anyways, the bottom cover has this and the speaker wire connected to it. So we're gonna remove the speaker wire. Okay, so speaker wire has these wings for the connector. I'll use a plastic tool just so my hand's not in the way so you can see better. So just like this, and then you kind of just wiggle this and pull it. All right, and there you go. And then you got all these connectors. This says J LED, so I'm not sure what this is. That's for some LED. Oh, maybe the front LED board. So probably for the LED board up here. Let me get the fan out of the way. And this is most likely yes for the keyboard. JKB, it says keyboard. And BLG, I'm gonna guess this is for a backlit keyboard, but this keyboard specifically doesn't have a backlight on it. All right, so I got most of the screws, only one is missing. I don't know where that missing screw is. He just handed me a paper towel with it all wrapped in there, and there's no other screw. So I'll probably check my box later and see if I have one that looks the same, and I'll replace the missing screw. As for the the RAM's very simple to remove. Just pull the two tabs to the side, pops up like that, and you can pull it out. And here you can see 2 gigs, PC3L 12800S. So yeah, if you're gonna upgrade the RAM, make sure it's PC3L 12800S, and you can probably put any size you want. You can get 2 8-gig sticks if you want. I believe they might have some 16-gig sticks of this RAM, but it's super expensive. So yeah, 2 8-gigs should be already plenty. All right, let's go ahead and zoom out now and take a look. Oops. Oh, too much. Okay. So let's see how we can remove this bottom cover. Oh, there is one tiny screw hidden in there. We're going to have to use a PH0 or JS0 screwdriver to remove that. All right, so don't forget to remove that tiny screw there. Okay, so we're gonna remove that, and hopefully there's no other hidden screws in here or things that I need to remove. Okay, so let's go ahead now and try and remove this cover. As you can see, you can kind of pull this up here. The wireless antennas are being pulled up with it, so I don't know if I'm gonna have to unthread it somewhere. It might get caught in, and then yeah, well, anyways, let's go ahead and try and open this up. So I'm gonna slowly, carefully open up the screen. All right, and then what you want to do, I usually will take my fingernails, get it in this groove here, and push with my thumb. Let's see, this one has 2 layers, so I don't know if it releases from the inside part here or from the outside part here. So I'm gonna try. Okay, it looks like it's coming out from this way. So yeah, all right, so I'm gonna slowly, carefully close this back up. I'm pushing over the hinges because sometimes if you pull this down and the hinges aren't supported, you can actually break the hinges. So anyways, we're gonna pull this up, and then we're gonna go around. I'm using my thumbnail. You can use a plastic pry tool, of course, but as we continue going around pulling it, we're just gonna kind of push I'm just gonna push my nail in there again, and then let's try going this way. So I'm going to use my fingers to pull up and my thumbnail to push down, just like that. You can see it's popping out. We're going to continue going around, working our way over. Okay, so we're getting most of it. I don't know if we have to remove stuff from the other side. Okay, the keyboard looks to be removable. So I don't know if we're going to have to remove the keyboard to get this piece off, but we'll find out. All right, so let's see. Getting this all completely out. Okay, I'm just working our way around the edge. And okay, I think it is held in from the other side. I do see like a screw here. So, okay, I'm going to snap this all back together just to be safe. We're going to carefully open this up. To be extra safe, I'm going to put 2 screws in the corners there because I want the corners where the hinges are to be supported properly. I don't want those to break off. Okay, so I'm gonna put 2 screws where these corners are, and that should help hold the hinges together. Let's go ahead and flip this over and take a look if we have to remove the keyboard. So here I can see on the keyboard there's a gap there. We're gonna see if we can pop that out. I'm gonna use a thin pry tool, and let's see. All right, hopefully this will pop out, and then that will make it easier. All right, so no, okay. I don't know about this. I don't feel a release point anywhere on here, so usually when I slide the tool here I can feel clips. I can actually feel there's something here, but it might be a cable I don't want to cut, so I'm gonna be careful with that. I don't think I can remove it from that side. Yeah, I don't feel anything to pop this out, so I don't know. This might be glued in. All right, so I guess we're gonna try and remove the blue layer and see what happens. But yeah, that's kind of weird. Okay, let's go ahead and remove these screws again. Usually I would have the laptop open, but then I can't really show this on camera, so we'll see what we can do. Okay, let's carefully open this up. All right, let's try and remove now the blue side instead of the black layer. So I'm gonna get now my fingernails in the upper part here and see, does this pop out? No? Okay, I don't know. It doesn't want to pop out. So this side seems to like come up, so that's kind of strange. Okay, maybe I'm separating it the wrong way. I have to separate the blue layer. Okay, so we are lifting this, and then let's see if we can lift the blue layer out. I might have to see if the keyboard is removable separately. Yeah, I think the keyboard is going to have to come out. I'm going to have to look online for what the keyboard looks like underneath, because, oh, actually, okay, so the keyboard assembly does come out, so we are going to have to remove these cables before we pull this out. Okay, so let's zoom in here. So we're going to disconnect this. This has a sliding mechanism. Just slide these 2 pieces back, then you can pull the cable out. This one also has a sliding mechanism, so we're going to slide the brown tabs or dark black tabs here and then pull this back out. Okay, and now we should be able to open this up. All right, again, you want to be very careful opening and closing the laptop with the hinge screws out, because it's a lot weaker and you can damage the computer if you're not careful. So I'm just carefully, slowly opening this. Okay, and let's see if now we can lift this out. So it does separate the way I was separating it. So it does separate from this black part, but that leads to the actual... Am I missing something here? So as I pull this, it seems like it's also pulling on the motherboard, which is weird. Oh, maybe because the headphone jacks are stuck in there? No? I'm confused now. Okay, well, I don't know what's going on here with this disassembly. So part of it is coming away from the motherboard and part of it is going with the motherboard. And that might be due to the keyboard, screws underneath the keyboard. Again, I'm not sure how the keyboard comes out, so I'm probably going to have to go online and look for this model of the keyboard just to see what the bottom of the keyboard looks like. Then I can find where screws might be holding it down. Because it looks like I should have to pry this out somehow, but this keyboard doesn't seem to want to budge at all. All right, so I'm going to look that up and I'll be back. All right, see you guys in a bit. All right, so I looked into it, and apparently this keyboard seems to be held in with just a bunch of double stick adhesive. You do need to disconnect the keyboard cable underneath. But anyways, let's go ahead and pop this out. The customer said they were okay with the risk of the keyboard going bad, probably because their keyboard's already damaged here, as you can see. So anyways, let's go ahead and try and pop this out. It's going to be a long, slow process. The adhesive in the pictures from what I saw, it looks like it runs along sideways here. So it might be easier to pop it up from one side here, but let's see. Okay, this side's coming up a little bit. Yeah, I can hear it peeling out a little. Yeah, this is going to be a huge pain. So I think what I'm going to have to do is basically, if I can get some tools under here, and then I'm going to have to just let time do its thing. So basically, if you can get something under there and leave it, it should slowly peel the keyboard up. So yeah, you don't want to just quickly try and rip this out, because then you're probably just going to end up destroying it completely. So if you can have like popsicle sticks that I use if I can get it underneath, but it doesn't look like it wants to go under there. So we're going to try with this razor blade, plastic razor blade. Wow, that adhesive is really tough. It could also be because it's cold, but the problem is you can't really heat this up much because it's plastic. So if you heat the keyboard up, you're just going to end up melting it. So yeah, this is going to suck real bad. I can hear it peeling up, but it's such a slow, long process. So let's see, can I get this under there? Yeah, that's going to be a very long, painful process. Let's see, I'm going to try getting this flat tool under there. I'm probably not going to record this whole process just because it's going to be a pain. And I need to use my phone, so I can't just leave my camera on it. But basically, you get something under there. Over time, it'll slowly peel up, and then you just kind of move it further in until you get the entire thing out. I'll show underneath what it looks like once I completely remove the keyboard. And then you can kind of see what's going on. But again, this is going to be a very slow, painful process. You just gotta kind of give it time, let it peel itself up. If you try and force it, you're just gonna end up with this whole keyboard like folded up into, or rolled up in a ball. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna slowly work on this, and I will see you guys once it's done. I'll show you what it looks like underneath. All right, see y'all later. Bye. All right, so I might have been wrong about having to remove the keyboard, because I noticed I popped this out, this part that I thought the keyboard was in, and as you can see, it's actually popping up separate. So it might be it's just stuck to this, which it shouldn't be, so I have to figure out how to get that separate. But I thought the screw was stuck here, because you can see there's a screw coming through right there, but this pops out separately. So let's see here, how am I going to get this out then? It's not wanting to budge. Let's see what we can do. So we got most of it out, so I don't know what's holding it into place. It's something back here. Okay, so back here is the problem, it looks like. So we got most of it out. I'm just going to keep wiggling it, and okay, it does look like it's popped up now. So can we wiggle this? There we go. Alright, so I didn't have to remove the keyboard. Oh no, now I ended up prying up the keyboard some, and I didn't need to. Hopefully it'll still function okay. I'm going to clean out the dust on here, and the fan is the problem, he said. Oh yeah, I can see the fan is actually bad. So we're going to have to remove the fan there. Okay, so this speaker fell out. I think it was just wedged in there. Yep. Okay, gonna make sure, oops, sorry. I'm gonna make sure this cabling goes in the right way. Alright, so let's go ahead now and remove the fan. So the fan is connected here. We're gonna just wiggle and pull this connector out. Okay, I'm just gonna keep wiggling it and eventually it should pop out. There we go. Okay, and if you're wondering, you want to keep in mind the red wire is towards the fan, the black wire is towards the rest over here. Okay, so we're gonna get this out. Okay, and then we're gonna take these two screws out. So again, we didn't have to remove the keyboard. Hopefully I didn't mess up the keyboard trying to pry it out. But there we go, we got those two screws. Okay, and let's see if the fan will come out now. There we go. So the fan comes out nicely. Wow, that's a lot of dust in there. So that was all in the fan. That's why, wow, okay. So this is why the fan got bad. Okay, it's way bad. Okay, let me use my tweezers. I mean, we are gonna have to replace the fan because it actually messed up the grease in there, but you can see, look at all this. Wow, okay. So we're gonna clean this up. This fan is likely toast. I can see the, well, it's, yeah, I think it's bad. Well, the customer brought a replacement, so we don't need to worry about fixing or repairing the fan or cleaning it up. So I'm gonna clean this part up, all the dust out, and we'll be back. All right, I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, so yeah, now this keyboard, hopefully it will stick okay. I'm just gonna try and stick it back, maybe bend it a little bit. Sorry for confusing you guys, but yeah, it is held in with all this adhesive. So there's adhesive holding all inside here onto the keyboard. So if you wanted to replace just the keyboard, it'll be a pain. You'll probably want to replace the entire palm rest assembly. Though if your keyboard's bad, I guess it won't hurt to try and pry it out. But yeah, if you're gonna pry it out, leave all the screws in so that the computer is a lot more strong. Right now it's too flexible, so you want to have all the screws in to hold it in place, and then you can actually go ahead and try and rip the keyboard out. Make sure to disconnect this cable though. Alright, anyways, I'm going to clean this up and I'll be back. See you guys in a bit. Alright, I'm back. So I actually cleaned the fan, but yeah, the fan is, the grease in it is actually bad. I don't know if I can make the sound by hand. No. But you can see like how it doesn't keep spinning. It gets stuck. Alright, so we're going to get the replacement fan now. Okay. And you'll see this fan. You see when I blow it, it keeps spinning. Okay, that's how the fan should be. Okay, so let's go ahead and remove this top case assembly again. Uh-oh, I stuck it on too much. It clipped on. Okay, let's get these clips out. There we go. Ooh, this thing is too top heavy. Alright, so we're going to get the fan now. Again, you want to make sure you plug it in the right way. So we'll get this into place. Okay, make sure it's all lined up. Okay, get the screws. Get that screw and this screw. There we go. Okay, then we're going to route this over here. And again, you want the red wire towards the fan and the black wire towards the outside, if I remember correctly. Make sure that you're plugging this in straight. Okay, you don't want to put it at a crooked angle and then you can damage the pins in there. So now we're going to get these wires back under this. Alright, and there we go. So we got the fan reinstalled. We're going to put the bottom cover back. Here you can see how the trackpad works. The buttons, the button is actually separate, connects to the trackpad here, and then the entire button assembly connects to the motherboard with this cable. Okay, so we're going to put this back. You do have to put this side first because we have to get the headphone jacks into place. So let me see if I can show this. So we're going to put it at an angle this way. And let me put this sideways. Basically, you want to get these, you want to get the headphone jacks over this, okay? So there we go. Once we get that all lined up, we should be able to just snap everything back down. Okay, there we go. Go all the way around, snap everything into place. We're going to carefully close the screen. I'm kind of using my hands to kind of close the entire hinge like this, so I'm going to push it like that on both sides. There we go. Now that we got it closed, we can kind of put a little bit more pressure, pushing everything down into place. Looks good. Oh, okay. Make sure you didn't trap these cables underneath here. So I have to get these cables back out from under there. Okay, there we go. All right, so now let's go ahead and reassemble everything. Wireless card, it doesn't really matter the order. We're gonna put, except for the battery, you wanna put that last, of course. So we're gonna get the wireless card here at an angle. Okay, push that into place, then it goes down. Get the screws. Okay, just like that. Oops, I trapped one antenna under there, so I need to take this back out. There we go. Okay, just like that. Alright, we can actually put the SSD in because there's no bracket. You just take the SSD and slide that into place, just like this. Don't forget the PH0 or JIS0 screw that's down here. I'm going to put that first just because that screw is different than all the rest. Okay. Just like that. Alright, let's go back to the PH1 or JIS1 screwdriver. And just to be safe, let's get the hinge screws up here. Again, there's no specific order for the screws. I'm just going to go down the line. So we're going to go all the way across and just get all these screws into place. Okay, and we're just going to keep going until we get all the screws in. So we're going to get this one here. Alright, get this one all the way over here. Alright, get this one here. Let's actually reconnect the wireless antennas. Let me zoom in here and show a close-up of that. Okay, white wire here. Get that lined up. And then I'm going to make sure it's good. Then push that down. Black wire, same thing. Get that lined up and push that down. Good. Alright, don't forget the M-SATA SSD. Goes in at an angle. Alright, once you got that in, you just lower this down. I don't know if the wireless antennas are in the way. There we go. They were a little bit. Okay, get these screws in. I just loosely fit it first because I kind of want to make sure it's all completely lined up. Then tighten that into place. Good. Okay, let's go ahead and continue putting screws in here. We got one up here. Good. We got another one right here. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. We're going to plug in the speaker connector here. You want to make sure, get it lined up. Okay, you want to make sure when it goes in straight, not at a crooked angle. Alright, and then you can just pinch the two pieces together like that. There we go. Perfect. Alright, got more screws here. This one. It's a lot of screws. Alright, got this one here. Got another one here. This kind of looks like there should be a metal bracket, so I don't know if there was a metal bracket here before or not. It looks like there should have been one. But anyways, let's continue putting the screws in. Got one here. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to find one of those missing screws, or find a screw that will fit the missing spot. Okay, we got one here. Another one here. I think I have screws that will match these, so should be okay. We only have 3 left, but there's 4 more spots. So let's zoom out a little bit here. Okay. One here. Excuse me. Okay. One here. All right, let me see if I have a spare screw, because I have 1, but there's 2. All right, so let me see here. Got all these screws. Let's see if I have one that looks like this. This one has a pretty wide top. I don't think I'm gonna have one that's exactly the same. So we're gonna have to go with the closest length. Is this one? Oh, actually, this might be perfect one. Okay. Actually found a perfect size screw, matching screw. There we go. I think these are the same length. The top is a tiny bit thicker on one, but close enough, almost exactly the same. All right, let's get that in. All right, last screw over here. And then we got to get the connectors back in that we took out. So we're going to get the keyboard and trackpad connectors back in, of course. Make sure those latches are pulled back. So we can get that lined up. Can be a little bit tricky, all right? And then you have to use this tab to help pull it into place. So start to see. Come on, get in there. And make sure this latch stays out. All right, there we go. And then you can use this loose plastic tab to help pull that into place. Okay, and once you got that in place, you can push those latches back in. There we go. Keyboard is locked in now. And then we're going to do the same thing with the trackpad one. Same thing, there's this kind of clear plastic latch or thing that you can grab. Get that into place. Make sure these latches are pulled back all the way. Okay, come on, get in. So it's not wanting to go in right. There we go. Okay, and use that latch to pull, or that plastic thing to pull it all the way, and then pull these latches back in. Okay, I think we got everything back in. We just got to put the bottom cover back on now. So it goes like that. There's some dust there. Okay, so this goes in. We're going to put it at an angle like that, I think. I don't know if it matters. And then we're just going to click all of this down into place. Right? Work our way around. There we go. And the last screw here. Then we'll put the battery, power it up, and hopefully everything is good to go. So let's go ahead and put the battery back in. Just like this. Lock it, flip it. We had this USB thing. We'll put that back in as well, of course. Open it up, power it on. Uh-oh. The fan is actually... The fan is touching the case, so I'm going to have to open it up and then figure that out. Apparently this fan is not a good replacement. I think, I don't know how it's hitting. Maybe this is bent or something. Maybe it got damaged in shipping. But anyways, okay, keyboard seems to work fine. So I'm just going to shut it down. If you're wondering, yes, it's on. All right, I'm going to shut it down. And I need to figure out where the fan is hitting. Oh, I think it's hitting on the bottom of the keyboard itself. Yeah, so I'm going to have to find a way to put something in there to prevent it from touching the keyboard. But anyways, that's pretty much all there is to it. Hopefully this video helped you guys. If it did, make sure to like, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices. If it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. All right, let's drop this. Bye.